If there's one clear resolution that I take from these two movies, is that I am never, ever having kids. So this is going to be a double review of We Need to Talk About Kevin and Beautiful Boy. And the reason why I'm grouping these two movies is because they're dealing with similar subject matter in the sense that they're both about parents trying to deal with the tragedies that their respective sons have committed, killing half their high schools, but they're doing it in very, very different ways. Now, in We Need to Talk About Kevin, Tilda Swinton plays the mother that her son is in prison having committed all these murders, and she just tries to get on with her life. Whereas in Beautiful Boy, we have a couple, mother and father, where their son also killed a lot of people, but he committed suicide at the end of it. So they don't have their son anymore, and they're just trying to get on with their lives. They're trying to deal with what happened, and of course, eventually they resort to blaming each other. If you want to see these movies, I would suggest you see Beautiful Boy first, and We Need to Talk About Kevin second. Now, I actually saw them in reverse order, but the thing is that Kevin is such an evil little shit. He has so much malevolence and darkness inside him, and it's so obvious in the movie throughout the entire course of the movie, which, by the way, the story is not told in chronological order. You have a lot of flashbacks to deal with. But with every single flashback, you get the idea that this guy was evil since he was a zygote. When he grows up, he's like the teenage version of Joker from The Dark Knight. There is even a bit of dialogue at some point in the movie where this is before the crimes actually take place, but when he's still up to evil shit. And his mother asks him, why do you do the crazy shit that you do? What's the point? And then Kevin is like, there is no point. That is the point. And I'm like, dude, that is so Joker. That's totally Joker from The Dark Knight. So dealing with the fact that Kevin is so evil, when you get to the Beautiful Boy, and you get the sense, I forget the character's name, the boy's name from Beautiful Boy. I think it's Matt. I think it's Maddie. Maddie is, you get the feeling that Maddie is he's a messed up kid in a messed up place in his life for whatever reason, and he just makes a really, really bad decision. But you really feel sorry for him. Maddie is not on the level of Kevin, that's clear. But also, you feel sorry for him, and you feel sorry for the parents. I wouldn't say I felt sorry for Kevin and his mother. I definitely did not feel sorry for Kevin. But his mother, she is in such a dark, isolated place. And We Need to Talk About Kevin is great at inducing that state to the viewer, because everything that this woman goes through, every single mundane scene that is part of everyday life, is shown through this specter, this dark filter that is placed over your eyes and over your mind or whatever. And there's just no way to go about a normal day with what happened to her. Everything is dark. Everything is suffocating her. And there's the most horrible scene in this movie is the one where she's at the Christmas office party, and there's "Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart" on the music playing at the party, and it feels so wrong and so absurd and so grotesque. It's like when you lose somebody and the world just minds its business, and life just goes on normally for everybody, and you're in this dark place, and you don't understand why everybody is so normal when your universe is falling apart. And that's kind of how this movie is. It's this person is in such a dark, isolated place that everything that she experiences, even if it's the most mundane stuff, has that dark quality to it. The movie is very subversive like that. You have really depressing scenes with really happy music on the soundtrack. You get to the point at the end of the movie where you keep hoping that there's going to be some kind of confrontation, because the movie does revolve a lot around the relationship between mother and son, but it never really answers the question whether the son was just born bad or whether it's something that the mother did. Maybe it's she didn't show him the kind of love that he needed. You definitely get the sense that from early on, since when he was born, they had a very antagonistic relationship, and it's up to you to decide whether it's the mom's fault or the son's fault over what happened, or just who bears the more responsibility. I personally think that the son was an evil shit to begin with. But even that, I can't really hold on to, because right at the end of the movie, where you keep hoping that there's going to be some kind of confrontation, and right at the end of We Need to Talk About Kevin, the mother visits Kevin's mom visits him in prison, and she's like, why did you do it? And Kevin's, well, I don't really even know anymore. Which proves my theory, which I developed after watching American History X, that surprise butt sex just cures all evil. You don't really feel like this person can ever recover from what happened to her. And the more the movie progresses, the more you understand why she can never get over it. Whereas in Beautiful Boy, there is a lot more healing being done. Maybe because both the mother and the father survived this, and they still have each other to lean on. And you really get, at the end of Beautiful Boy, you get a feeling that they will be able to work through it. They will be able to get along with their lives because they have each other.